This is Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I share programming, marketing, and sales strategies so that you can have a business and the life you love by selling that doesn't feel sleazy or cheesy. And today it's just me talking to you about the best way to a lucrative fitness career. And really, this was spurred by a story. And it's my story that I share with you. Because I've taught at the university level, I've seen students who are in that place of being an undergrad, thinking they want to be an owner or a manager or a personal trainer or a presenter. There are so many options now. Link in the show notes today to an interview that I did with Barry Ennis, who talks about, all of the possibilities within a fitness career that many people haven't even considered yet. And he didn't know about when he was first thinking about it. So check that out if you're still in limbo about what exactly direction do you want to go or where do you want to go next. A lucrative fitness career is not based on a degree or another one or a certification or six more. I've seen trainers, fitness professionals get a master's degree simply because it's easier. And frankly, I did it. But my situation may be a little different than yours. So if you've become a fitness professional or a personal trainer in the last 10 or 15 years, it was dramatically different than when 35 years ago I changed my major. Really, your success, the best way to a lucrative fitness career is about risk. About 35 years ago, I told my parents I was changing my major from graphic design, they understood that, to physical education. No one really understood that yet, potentially not even me. About 30 years ago, my stepdad asked me, just what is it you're majoring in? While I was in grad school studying exercise science and sport psychology. Again, he hadn't a clue about what I was doing in school or about how it was going to help me once I was out of school in terms of getting off the payroll. I recently talked with Sara Kooperman of Sara City Workout, and you may recognize Sara City's workouts, conferences. They're all over. And, they weren't at that point, but she mentioned what it was like around the same time I was telling her parents she was going to open a gym and teach aerobics with a law degree. That's a risk, or at least it was then, for sure. There weren't fitness businesses on every block or hundreds of thousands of online businesses yet. It wasn't common knowledge that we all need to exercise. Today, if you're a high school student who wants to be a personal trainer, nobody looks at you like you just said you want to work long hours and be broke. If you're 50 or 60 and decide you want to switch careers and be a health coach or a trainer, people think that's cool, not that you've lost it. Still, it might feel risky. A lucrative fitness career doesn't just come automatically with a degree or a certification or because you personally look fit. Creating every new project elevates the game. So the nervous feelings or insecurities you feel are a part of your success, not signs of failure. Someone just 2 days ago said hello to me in the women's locker room at Rally Sport, which is here in Boulder, where I do personal training a little bit, still face to face because it's so rewarding, and I train personally. It's like my home, and it's like cheers, right? I walk in there and it feels like these people know my name and I know theirs. But this woman recognized me and asked me to remind her of my name. We were like literally 10 feet away. from the steam room where we met the very first Saturday I was in Boulder. It was exactly 16 hours after I arrived from that 12-hour drive from Iowa to Boulder. And she said to me that day in the locker room, she said, "You made it." I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "I wouldn't want to be moving to Boulder in these times. It's a tough town. It's expensive." I was quiet. Actually, I didn't know what to say, but I was thinking there wasn't a choice. I didn't have a choice. I didn't think it was going to work out. I didn't think it wasn't going to work out. Let me get that clear. It hadn't crossed my mind that there was an alternative. I was going to make it work. Don't think I didn't consider other things, but I did for other reasons. There were other opportunities, but not alternatives because of a dead end. Had I not had to take risks and make things happen, I don't know what would have happened. I think just less. Less would have happened. I would have been comfortable. I would have been fine. And by that, I do mean the acronym. Do you know what that stands for? Cover your ears if there are children in the car. But it stands for fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotionally disturbed. Have you been there? I would have gotten resentful and small instead of growing so much more. I would have missed moments that changed my life and others around me forever. There were hard things in these last 5 years, really incredibly hard things. But nothing about my life will be the same because of them. No small things will matter the way they once did. I see people better. Potentially, I see myself better. If you're giving yourself an out, a possibility that it won't work, here's how that shows up. You say things like, try it, like you're going to try it, as opposed to you're going to do it. You won't come up with the best answer right away. You may have to try, indeed, different things, different headlines, different images in your market, and different sales scripts, even though different exercises or even different exercises in a session with a client. But that should feel like a strategic testing process. That's just a part of the steps anyone goes through to define the right answer to a new problem. You don't have to. That's another way that you're leaving yourself an out. You have a spouse, for instance, who's really the breadwinner, it's perfectly okay that you have a spouse, you have a safety net. However, if you think of him or her as the breadwinner, and it doesn't really matter what you do, and these are the things you say to yourself, you're just doing this because you love it, you don't have to do it, you do it even if nobody paid you. These are not good things. You may even think these are good and be proud of them, yet they actually hold you back. Invest in something if you want the answer. Take a risk. Invest in yourself, for one. You're not really reaching potential unless you create something. Be an answer to a problem. I didn't have a choice. Potentially, I didn't give myself one. When I decided to leave, I left. I boxed up every possession I had during December. I finished the week before I left, in fact, days before I left. It was a 4,200 square foot house I'd lived in for 20 years. And you accumulate a lot of stuff, a lot of memories, a lot of pictures, a lot of things that are priceless as you take them down off the wall and realize, some of the things in the house are just things, and some of them are your memories. And once you've done it, you realize how little you can get by with. But I didn't have a foresight. I didn't have a vision of putting my house on the market, moving 2 states away, living in a relative's lower level bedroom, and folding towels at a front desk in a fitness center as my life goals for my 50th year on the planet. But that is what I did. But the alternative was non existent. When I closed the door to living in that house and just settling for an existence that I didn't want, I left it. Taking a risk was far better than the safe alternatives that were making me nauseous. You need to get there. If you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing, not much. If you're lying to anyone else at all about, life is great, I'm just fine, you're really lying to yourself. You can have a lucrative fitness career that isn't just a job or a hobby you do when you're not doing what's really important or safe for you. You do have to take risks to get there. I encourage you to ask some tough questions of yourself. How safe is your current fitness career status right now? How much risk are you taking? Do you love where you are, or do you wish you had a more lucrative fitness career that was also more fulfilling? What are you going to do about it? If you are just starting out, how willing are you to take a risk? Are you looking for that safe position, working for somebody else with insurance so you're fed clients, but might also be tempted to complain that that business is taking all the profits? How ironic, right? That the business willing to take risks, even a risk on you, should also take the biggest profits? Really, that's not very ironic at all. That's how it works. The risk comes with reward. Reward comes with risk. It's not an accident. No one is really trying to take advantage of you. Even if you don't believe that, businesses that stay in business take care of everyone. There is opportunity for you to do well and have a lucrative fitness career. There's never been a better time to be in fitness, but the competition is growing. You want to be better and you want to be heard above the noise. You don't want to be another choice. You want to be the choice. So I'm going to leave you with those thoughts. And if you want to talk, about what you could do next so that you actually love what you're doing, so that you're not resentful of an employer and you can see the options and the possibilities for you. Because I guarantee you that even in these 34 years where fitness wasn't popular for, at least the first 10, it was out there, but we were gym rats to a lot of people. Those of us who taught it and spoke it, slept it, ate it, we were the very few who liked activity and liked to work out. It was like a hobby instead of something you do for health and fitness and to prevent disease, which is what it is today. So if you want to talk about how you get to the point where you love your career, you're willing to take some risks, or you can see what they are at least to consider your choices, reach out. I'll put a link in the show notes. You can reach me through fitnessmarketingmastery.com and the contact page. And what are you waiting for? Start making a difference, not just in your clients' lives, but in yours.